Imagine this, you are one of the richest men in the ancient world. Your name is Zeno, a successful merchant from the island of Cyprus, living large in the year 300 BC. Life is good. Trade is booming. Your ships are full of goods. Your wealth is unmatched, until it all vanishes. On what seemed like just another routine voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, disaster strikes. A violent storm hits, and your ship, along with everything you own, sinks into the depths of the sea. In an instant, you're no longer rich. You're no longer a trader. You're a man with nothing. Now stop for a second. How would you react? Would you rage at the skies, curse your fate, break down in despair? Most of us would. And honestly, who could blame us? That kind of loss would shake anyone to the core. But Zeno didn't react like most people. That one moment, the sinking of a ship changed his entire life, but not in the way you'd expect. Instead of falling apart, Zeno went looking for meaning. He stumbled into a bookshop, picked up the works of Socrates, and from the ashes of his misfortune, he gave birth to something extraordinary: Stoicism. At its heart, Stoicism is simple but powerful. You may not control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And in that control lies your strength. Zeno's shipwreck wasn't the end, it was the beginning. The moment he lost everything was the moment he found clarity. Where most saw tragedy, Zeno saw opportunity to build something more lasting than wealth. A way of thinking, a way of life. Even back when it was far from the norm, women were welcomed into Stoicism, not just as observers, but as full participants. They were encouraged to learn, to think deeply, and to live by the philosophy, just like any man. And that's a powerful reminder of what Stoicism really stands for. So why is it that so many people, across cultures and centuries, have turned to Stoicism as a guiding philosophy? Because in a world that's wildly unpredictable, our emotions often trip us up more than the actual events themselves. It's not just that something bad happens, it's that something bad happens when we didn't see it coming. Let me explain. Rain is a good thing. It waters crops, fills rivers, keeps the earth in balance. But if you get caught in it without an umbrella, you're miserable. Not because rain is evil, but because it was unexpected. If we knew it was coming, we'd prepare. We'd be fine. That's what Stoicism teaches us. Expect the storm. Mentally rehearse it. Picture the worst possible outcome and accept it. When you make peace with the worst, everything else becomes more manageable. There's even a Stoic practice for this. It's called voluntary discomfort. It sounds strange, but the point is profound. Sleep on the floor, take a freezing cold shower, eat plain food for a few days. These little acts remind you that comfort is nice but not necessary. You're stronger than you think. You don't need luxury to survive. And once you know that, you start to feel free. In today's world, where ads are constantly telling us we're not enough unless we buy more, look better, earn more, this kind of thinking is more crucial than ever. From the moment we're born, we're absorbing lessons from our families, schools, society, but not all of it is useful. In fact, a lot of it sets us up for disappointment. It creates expectations we never agreed to, and when life doesn't meet them, we feel lost, empty. So how do we fix that? By doing things for ourselves, not for praise, not for approval, not to meet some invisible standard, just because it aligns with who we are. When you live this way, you take your power back. But too often, we chase happiness through things we think will fill the void: a new car, a bigger house, a picture-perfect relationship. We do it for status, for validation, not because it feeds the soul. And that's the trap Stoicism warns us about. If your joy depends on things outside of you, then your peace is never safe. Cars break down, houses flood, people change, and sometimes people leave. Even the things that seem free in life take up space: mental, emotional, physical. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, learning to live with less will create space in your life for the things that truly matter. The message is simple. Don't build your happiness on things that can be taken away. Build it on your character, on your choices, on your resilience. Keep your cool, no matter the chaos. Because at the end of the day, no matter what we want, chase or fear, there's one unshakable truth. We don't control most of what happens to us, but we do control how we respond. That's not just ancient wisdom, it's timeless wisdom. Wisdom, according to the Stoics, is knowing the difference between what's up to us and what isn't. It's the quiet discipline of saying, this is mine to handle, and letting go of the rest. It's the ability to look chaos in the eye and say, I still have a choice. As Viktor Frankl wrote, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And that's where our freedom lives. In that tiny space, we have the power to shape how we experience life, regardless of what life throws at us. Let's talk courage. Stoics broke it down into two words: persist, resist. Persist in the face of struggle. Resist temptation, despair, and the desire to quit. Courage is not just about facing danger, it's about staying principled when it's uncomfortable, about choosing what's right, not what's easy. Then there's temperance or self-control. It's about balance, restraint, the ability to say no even to good things when they don't serve your long-term good. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. As Epictetus said, if you wish to be good, first believe that you are bad. That's not self-loathing, it's self-honesty. Temperance is what keeps your ego in check and your desires from running wild. And while billionaires battle for the top spot on Forbes, Stoics saw wealth differently. To them, riches didn't mean luxury or excess. The wealthiest person was the one who needed the least. Seneca, himself one of Rome's richest men, said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Justice, though, is the cornerstone. Of all four virtues, Stoics place justice at the top. Why? Because it's not just about fairness in society, it's about moral duty, about doing no harm, helping others, about understanding that we're all citizens of the same world, interwoven in a shared human experience. Take Nelson Mandela, sentenced to life in prison for fighting apartheid. He spent 27 years behind bars. Most would emerge bitter, vengeful, but Mandela didn't. During his imprisonment, he read the meditations of Marcus Aurelius and absorbed the teachings of Stoic resilience and dignity. When he was released, he became South Africa's first Black president, not to take revenge, but to rebuild, to heal, to forgive. He understood a deep Stoic truth. You don't change the past by punishing it, you change the future by leading it. Stoicism isn't just an ancient mindset, it's embedded in modern therapy. Take rational emotive behavioral therapy, developed by Albert Ellis in the 1950s. Its entire framework is based on the Stoic idea that we are not disturbed by events, but by our beliefs about those events. REBT helps people dissect their irrational thoughts and replace them with clear, reasoned thinking. Or look at Logotherapy, created by Viktor Frankl after surviving Nazi concentration. Damn. Built on the Stoic principle that meaning is everything, Logotherapy teaches that no matter how painful or hopeless life becomes, if we can find a sense of purpose, we can endure. And yes, it's hard. Changing how you think? That's no small task. We've spent years, maybe decades, absorbing harmful thought patterns. Rewiring those takes practice, intention, and often pain. But it's possible. And Stoicism gives us a framework. Start by shifting your definition of value. Let go of perfection, let go of control, Let go of trying to impress people who don't even understand what peace feels like, and instead focus on your character, your integrity, your effort. Redirect your sense of self-worth from things you can't control to things you can. Because when you do that, you stop chasing happiness and you start creating it. That's how Stoicism transforms lives. It teaches us how to steer through storms, both past and present, into calmer, clearer waters. And if, by some twist of fate, our ship still sinks and we go under, we take peace in knowing we lived well. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not for as long as we hoped, but with wisdom, with courage, with justice, with grace, because in the end, everything ends. And to the Stoic, that's exactly what makes it beautiful.